The Bears win. The Chicago Bears win. For the second time in 3 weeks, the Bears took it to the Detroit Lions for 3+ quarters. It was a scary feeling today in the fourth quarter when the Bears had a 6-point lead. A very similar situation to where we were 3 weeks ago when the coaches got conservative and gave that game away. I tweeted out live, please, coaches, don't give this game away. Don't get out coached like you did last time. And to my surprise, the coaching staff answered the call and finished this game in Chicago. Bears win 28-13, dominating the division leading Detroit Lions for 4 quarters. What an outstanding performance. It wasn't perfect, but man, this was a huge win. Matt Eberflus's first back-to-back wins as the Bears head coach and his first 2 division wins as the head coach. Congrats to Matt Eberflus. You have to feel good for him today. He earned this one. This defense was dominant all day long. What an awesome game. The Bears are now 5-8 and honestly should be 7-6 or better and be right in playoff contention. The coaches were scared to win games earlier in the season and their mistakes cost this team, but they have responded well and bounced back. This team is playing the best football they have in years, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I haven't seen this defense play at this level of football since Vic Fangio left, so that was awesome to see. However, I'm still not sold on Luke Getsy. He made some really questionable play calls again today. The first drive was awesome, but the rest of the first half, I had a lot of questions, and at halftime, I was mad. How does DJ Moore have 0 targets at halftime? But to my delight, Getsy made adjustments, and DJ Moore finished with 10 targets, 6 catches, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Speaking of that, I don't make predictions often, but whoever missed my video this morning, I nailed them today. I predicted Gervon Dexter would get his first career sack. I predicted DJ Moore would score a touchdown and the Bears would win. What an exciting game. And to top it off today, Justin Fields outperformed Jared Goff again. On top of leading the team in rushing yards with 58 yards and a touchdown, he was 19 for 33 for 233 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and a QB rating of 88.3. Fields was not perfect today. He took 3 sacks and held the ball too long on multiple occasions. He also just missed DJ Moore on a fourth quarter throw that would have iced the game earlier. He blamed himself for that one, but that's a throw he has to hit. But I'm not a guy who harps on every little mistake. Everyone makes mistakes, and Fields again looked like a franchise quarterback today. Anyone arguing that, I just don't even know what to say to those people at this point. They just won't accept the truth and want to create narratives. The players on this roster believe in Justin Fields, and so do I. That 4th down touchdown pass to DJ Moore was one of the best plays I've ever seen in my life from a Bears quarterback. I didn't say throws, I said best plays. That was a clutch moment of the game. 1 minute left in the third quarter, tie game, 13-13, and it's 4th and long. Outside of Cairo Santos' range, 40 yards away from the end zone, Luke Getsy puts his trust in Justin Fields. What happens? Justin gets the Lions to jump off sides, but not only does he get them to jump off sides, this gives us a free play as Fields shows his IQ in this situation, snaps the ball immediately after he gets the defender to jump, and then knows he can throw a free pass because even if he throws an interception, the defense was off sides, and we just replay the 4th down at 4th and 7 instead of 4th and 13. But we don't need to do that because Justin laced the ball 40 yards downfield to DJ Moore for a go-ahead touchdown and what proved to be the game-winning score. This was on 4th and long, and the Lions never answered back. As Bears fans, you have to remember previous quarterbacks when they got guys to jump off sides and would just spike the ball and not take the free play. Mitch Trubisky and Jay Cutler both struggled with this. It was awesome to see Fields execute that play. especially at such a clutch moment of the game. This was one of the biggest plays I've seen from Justin Fields in his entire career, and I couldn't be more excited after seeing that. But then he would also run in an 11-yard scramble for another touchdown just 2 drives later in the fourth quarter to put us up 25-13, and then orchestrate another 3 points with 2 more passes to DJ Moore, and the Bears are up 28-13 with just under 3 minutes to go. And this time the defense slammed the door on Jared Goff with 2 straight 4th down stops. On the first one, they caused a turnover on downs, and then Tremaine Edmonds stepped up, intercepting a Jared Goff pass on 4th and 24 to seal the game. Now, to be clear, Edmonds could have dropped that interception and we'd actually have better field position, but good to see Tremaine get an INT. But let's go back to it. That moment, game on the line, 4th and 12, tie game, 13-13, and Justin Fields executes the hard count to perfection. His cadence and hard count get the Lions to jump off sides, and he threw the game-winning touchdown pass to DJ Moore. You have to love what you saw on that play, period. What a game. This defensive line got after Jared Goff in the second half. 4 sacks and 9 total quarterback hits, as well as 5 tackles for loss in the run game. On top of that, they forced 5 turnovers and 3 from Jared Goff again. Jalen Johnson and Tremaine Edmonds had interceptions, and we recovered a Jared Goff fumble and then stopped them on 4th down 3 different times. In total, the Lions were 1 for 5 on 4th downs, but one of those was the Tremaine interception. But that is a total of 6 times the Lions turned the ball over to Chicago. Now, turnover on downs don't count as takeaways, but 3 takeaways and 3 4th down stops, that's just a beautiful performance from this defense all around. Montez Sweat, Gervon Dexter, Justin Jones, and Yannick Ngakoue all had sacks today. Jaquan Brisker had 17 tackles. Brisker went off. Jack Sanborn, Jalen Johnson, Tremaine Edmonds, Tyreek Stevenson, even Zach Pickens were all making plays today. Montez Sweat was in the backfield all game long. This defense looked legit today, but I was most pleased with the coaching staff. At halftime, I was ready to drive Luke Getsy to the airport. I was in shock that with 2 weeks to game plan, DJ Moore had 0 targets at halftime, but he made the adjustments needed in the second half. So did Matt Eberflus. After the Lions scored 13 points in the last 7 minutes of the second quarter, the Lions entered halftime with a lead and got the ball coming out in the second half. Eberflus and this defense responded, forcing 5 straight Lions drives to end without getting a single first down. That was pure domination. 3 straight 3-and-outs that led to punts. Then after the Bears scored to take the lead 19-13, Dan Campbell and the Lions got reckless, turning the ball over and going for it on multiple 4th downs. This defense stepped up and stopped them all, including on their own 34-yard line, going for it on a 4th and 1, and Jack Sanborn and Tyreek Stevenson shut it down for a 4-yard loss. Matt Eberflus had some awesome play calls on defense today, and he and Luke Getsy responded and outcoached Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. This is the kind of performance we've been waiting for. This defense was clicking on all cylinders, and Justin Fields carried this offense to 28 points. The defense was nearly flawless today. The offense still needs to get a lot better, but there were a lot of positives, and we put up 28 points, but they were nowhere near flawless on the offensive side of the ball. Honestly, I don't know what to think of Luke Getsy right now. I still don't think he should be our offensive coordinator next year, but I have to give him credit for the adjustments he made in the second half today. He did a much better job after halftime, and he came out and called a pretty awesome first drive to start the game off, leading us down the field for an opening score touchdown to set the tone. The Wildcat play call with DJ Moore was a nice addition, and I'd like to see him build upon that in the future. I still don't really like Matt Eberflus winning the coin toss and choosing to receive. He talked extensively about it last year. He said that controlling the ball in the final 2 minutes of the first half and then getting the ball in the second half is the key to the game. But at some point, he's changed his philosophy on that and recently has chosen to take the ball first. I can't argue with it too much if it works. Getsy's best drive of the game is always the first one, but it almost seemed like he set us up for failure. The Lions controlled the ball and scored before halftime, and then got the ball to start the second half with the lead. It felt all too familiar, but however, Eberflus's second half adjustments were simply too much for Ben Johnson and that Detroit Lions offense. You have to give Eberflus props today. He outcoached Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. Matt Eberflus gets my game ball, and even though Justin made one of the best plays I've seen from a Bears quarterback, today's win was for Coach Flus. What a great job by the head coach. This team was 3-8, and Eberflus has got them to fight hard. And believe it or not, the Chicago Bears have suddenly entered the NFC playoff picture at the very bottom. They are now listing us as in the hunt at 5-8. So here's what to root for to help the Bears' playoff chances. We want the Vikings to lose to the Raiders, the Seahawks to lose to the 49ers, and then tomorrow night, the Packers to lose to the Giants. Also, the Panthers lost again today, putting them at 1-12 on the season and moving the Bears even closer to getting that number 1 overall pick, but the odds of it being top 2 are getting really high. Our own draft pick fell from number 5 to number 7 overall, so currently our picks would be number 1 and number 7 if the season ended today. How are you guys feeling? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Please hit that like button for the Bears win today. Root for the Packers' loss tomorrow night. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down. I do think the Bears can win today. I'm predicting Gervon Dexter, Big Dex, to get his first career sack today. Also, I'm expecting a DJ Moore touchdown.